We're here again. Just finished up ranting about Fire Emblem. It's time to rant about Pokemon. This is the other series that has been a part of my childhood, my life until now, and another series that I feel like has gotten progressively worse. So it has a lot of spin-offs. I don't really want to go into the spin-offs, except that as far as Mystery Dungeons go, I never enjoyed any of the other ones as much as I enjoyed Red Mystery Dungeon, the first one I played. But we're not going to go into the spin-offs because that's another huge topic that I'm not actually familiar enough with it to talk about. But we'll go into the main game. So we'll start with actually, this is a good picture. The first game I ever got was Yellow. So I had a friend when I was really young whose house was back to back with mine. So like his was on one side of the street, mine was on the other, and our yards connected. So I would climb over the fence that his dad built to keep me out of his yard. I would climb over that fence anyway and go over to their house. And one time, their mom, because it was two brothers, I should say, two brothers that were my friends. Their mom took all three of us to GameStop and got us Game Boy Colors, or got us Game Boys, and our pick out of these three games, I got Yellow, which was an awful choice because as I had no idea what I was doing, Yellow was a bad move because of Brock, and anyone else who was 5, 6 years old and got Yellow and had to fight Brock, I'm sure you were also like, what the heck do I do? Because that was me. And they got these two games and were like at the third gym before I finally beat Brock. But this was my introduction to Pokemon. And I actually didn't play it too much for a long time afterwards, or for a while afterwards. I guess it wasn't that long. Until like these games came out, and I played one of these. One of them is missing. It must be up here, but I played these games. I think it was probably Silver that I played originally, and this game blew me away. It was actually like this was the main thing that got me into Pokemon, not Yellow. So I don't actually have nostalgia for Yellow, despite it being my first game. But this game got me hooked on Pokemon. This game was amazing when I played through it. I never beat it all the way. I didn't get all the way to the very, very end. I got past the Elite Four and I got lost somewhere in where was it? I guess I was 10, 8, 10, something. I actually don't know how old I was. But I got lost somewhere in the Kanto region after you beat the Elite Four, and I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do. And then I lost the game or it broke or something. And then I played Emerald. Emerald was another. Just this game became my favorite in the series for a long time. Actually, it might still be kind of my favorite. But I played Emerald, and Emerald was great. Emerald was so much fun to play. Although people look back on it and they think it's kind of eh. But again, like, this was the first game that had Keller for me. Graphics were amazing. They're insane. You know. And then I played Fire Red later because my friend had it and he lent it to me. And this was a really cool way of getting back into knowing Kanto because I didn't really know it because I never finished this game. And I really enjoyed playing Fire Red as well. And then there was, so there should be. This is a good one. Alright. So after Emerald, after Fire Red, you know, I didn't play these for quite a while. I think I actually got Soul Silver before I played any of these three. Soul Silver was amazing and is the first time I actually 100%ed. Or, well, I didn't catch them all, but it was the first time I got all the way to the bonus end, which is where I beat Red. This was, the Red fight is still the most epic fight in any Pokemon game, I would say. And again, playing this game through was really cool. Getting the legendary. Everything I had to do with this game. At some point, I got Platinum. You'll notice I got the third game, odd one out, in like 3 of these categories so far. But I got Platinum. And Platinum was cool, but I didn't like it as much as Soul Silver as far as the DS games go. Maybe it was the length, maybe it was the Pokemon, but some of the new adaptations I didn't like that much. I did really like Luxray's line. Lucario was great, but there were some dumb ones. Like, let's just say, in Emerald we had Beldum, Metang, and Metagross, and in this game we had Bronzong. Yeah, real cool. It's a Bell. Um, we get to Black and White. I played one of these. I don't remember which one. Yeah, I can't remember which one of these I played, but it was one of them, and I beat it as I always did with the Pokemon games. This game was cool. I didn't really think much of the Pokemon designs at the time. I've heard a lot of complaints, specifically Dunkin' Knee Deep with the ice cream, which I can't argue. It's kind of a dumb design, but so what? We got swords in X and Y, and Hone Edge's lines A/, which is awesome. So, I know it's not the same. Ice cream or swords, two different things. But whatever. Then at Black and White 2, I got one of these two games. And played it all the way through. And up to this point, I didn't think about it too much, right? The game was just, I got every Pokemon game. They were all cool. They're all unique. Well, they're not unique, because they're all, get 8 badges, beat Evil Team, beat Elite Four. But I played each one, right? They were all good. I got to X and Y. X and Y was good. But, or I played Y, technically, but the one thing that seemed different to me that I was starting to notice, because I was getting older at this point, and actually starting to like look at games critically, was that I didn't like the rivals in Y. And so I looked back at the other games, Black and White. Well, N isn't that bad, but Cherim is just dumb. So is Serena. Or, actually, I don't know if it's Serena in that game. I don't think so. Serena's later. But whoever the chick is. And then I looked at Soul Silver, Heart Gold. I didn't look at these because they're back here. They're Gen 2. I was going by Gen. I went back to Gen 4. I was like, okay, your Gen 4 rival is kind of dumb. And then you have your best friend, which I get the concept, but, like, that's good for one thing, and that makes the rival good for one gen, and then don't do that anymore, because just having a best friend as a rival that's overhyped about everything is lame. We'll get back to that. And you go back to Emerald, your rival was May. Again, it's like, she's kind of lackluster. May or Brandon, but they're kind of lackluster as rivals. And then you get to Silver, and your rival was, I want to say Silver. What's his default name? Is it Silver? Actually, I don't remember. I don't know why I can't remember this. Why I can't remember his default name. I think it's Silver. Or it depends on your game, but I think Silver is the name that we decided on. But no, it's definitely Silver. His character was actually interesting. And then you go back to Gen 1. Gary Mother Oak. He's the go-to rival. He's great. They're rivals that actually made you want to beat them. They're rivals that made you train up. And if you knew a rival battle was coming, you were going to make sure you weren't going to lose that. And they were champions at the end of the game. Well, he was a champion at the end of the game, which was a great twist at the time. Of course, now everyone knows that. And then Silver was just a really good rival and was always showing up when you didn't think he would. And his character actually changes as you go. He learns not to treat Pokemon like he is. Kind of like the way N learns at the very end. And that Gets is full of it. But, again, not as... N isn't really comparable. And, like, so the two games that I like the most are the games that have the better rival. So you get to X and Y, and the rivals are really just kind of there. they're not even rivals. They're just friends that battle you sometimes, and they don't take that place. They don't fill the void that is the rival slot. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire gave May slash Brandon an actual character with actual thoughts, and it made them a person instead of just a thing that was in the way. But again, the rival wasn't like something that you wanted to beat. And then we get to the next game, which was, I want to say Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon's rival is the same problem. I mean, I actually don't remember the name of, because I never finished Sun and Moon. I have Omega Sun or Ultra Sun. Yeah, Ultra Sun. I'm dumb. I have Ultra Sun, but I never finished it because I just didn't have fun playing the game very much for different reasons. The whole change to the gyms, I get it because they want to keep it, they want to change it, make it more fresh, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the island change, and I didn't like the double battle totem system, which makes Nuzlocking kind of stupid and luck dependent unless you grind, and I hate grinding for Nuzlocks because it ruins the point. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I say that I've been playing every game, but since X and Y, I have been Nuzlocking on my first playthrough because for those of you who don't know, a Nuzlocke is where you catch the first Pokemon you run into in each route. If you don't catch it, you don't get one. And if it faints, it's dead. Those are the only rules I played by. Oh, nickname it, but that's not important. But it got hard for me to play Pokemon game through normally because they're all easy. And I'm a fan of Fire Emblem. I'm a fan of difficulty. If you don't agree with those two things correlating with each other, go watch the other video. You'll know why I say that. But, so X and Y I Nuzlocked on my first playthrough. Omega Ruby I Nuzlocked on my first playthrough. Ultra Sun, I feel like there's another one. But Ultra Sun I started the Nuzlocke. And then I got wiped at a totem. Because the totem is 2v1. And then they can just summon every turn you killed the other one. And they can also, they're just RNG. And of course I can grind and beat it easily. But that gets rid of the point of a Nuzlocke. And so like getting wiped out in that playthrough kind of made me not feel like playing Ultra Sun anymore. So I just never beat it. I still have it. And I could always just get into it and just play through it from where I am, or use the second team that I pulled out of my box, or just revive my first team and play it through without a Nuzlocke, but I don't want to. Because playing through Pokemon has gotten kind of boring if I'm not playing a Nuzlocke. And the Nuzlocke has to be legitimate. Not one where I get wiped and just play anyway. So that was the problem with Ultra Sun. And I had re-gone through Emerald as a Nuzlocke. I had re-gone through Fire Red as a Nuzlocke. I had re-gone through Soul Silver as a Nuzlocke. Soul Silver I actually lost. That was the first Nuzlocke I lost. I got wiped by the Gaishi, actually. Somehow. Oh yeah, the only other rule I would play with when I Nuzlocked was I would turn switch off. So I couldn't switch to have a matchup advantage every time they sent somebody out. That was the only other thing I would do to make it harder. But we get to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and as I already said, Nuzlocking was kind of dumb. Now we get to the most recent game that came out, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. And this game, from what I've seen, I was expecting to get this game, go through Kanto, you know, the nostalgia. Nuzlocking would be weird because you can pick the Pokemon you get for each route because you can see them. So I didn't know whether I'd be able to Nuzlocke it. I didn't get it yet, by the way. I don't even know if I will, and I'll get into that. But I was wondering whether or not I would even bother Nuzlocking it because you can see the Pokemon you get for each route. And if I'm not Nuzlocking it, well, then what? Well, a friend of mine got the entire package, and he was like, the Pokeball is so broken. I took Eevee to the theater, and it came back, and he went up like 20 levels. It's like, okay, well, that's not what I want to do because that makes the game way too easy if I do that. And then I saw clips of people actually playing it, and the first thing I saw was actually, let me see if I can find that. Okay. Let's see if I can find this. Your rival, who used to be Gary, and I was expecting to be Gary, isn't Gary. It's this guy. Some random. Because I guess the storyline is that you come to Pallet after Red and Gary have moved out. Or maybe their houses are still there. I don't know. I never saw someone get into that. But this is your rival. So instead of Gary, who I was expecting English, who I was expecting to be the rival and was hyped to have a good rival finally, you get this guy, and this guy is so lame. It's like even more of an extreme of the childhood friend or your friend who's now your rival but not really your rival because he's just kind of there and he's overly excitable and you don't really care about him at all. Okay. This dude, he was interesting, I guess, but and the rival just didn't seem appealing in the slightest. And then there was the whole thing that I heard about gyms where you have to have a Pokemon that has an effect type against them to even do it, which is cool that there's a requirement, but that requirement is dumb because it gives you the advantage no matter what. So it's like the stupidest requirement they could have been asking for. Instead of one that tests how good you are, it's like, hey, you have to have an advantage to do this, which is kind of dumb. So this now, to me, has come off as the younger generation's introduction into main Pokemon. Because Pokemon Go got a lot of people to play Pokemon that have never played Pokemon. So now this game, with the capture system being what it is supposed to, this is just speculation, is supposed to draw in the Pokemon Go players that didn't play the other games and get them into the main line of Pokemon, which is why it's so kiddie-ish in the art and in the gameplay and in how easy it is and in the rival even. And just, I understand it from a marketing sense. It's actually very clever. They did what they needed to do to get people that didn't play Pokemon to start playing Pokemon from this to this. But for me, as a Pokemon fan who's played every generation, aside from finishing Sun and Moon, this game is like a slap in the face. Well, not a slap in the face, but this game is dumb. And I don't want to play it anymore. I was hyped for it, and it's become a marketing campaign instead of a game that I want to play. And I'm sure other people are going to play it. I'm sure Pokemon fans are going to play it. There's probably people that are going to complain about it. There's probably people that are going to hype it up and be like, no, it's good. But just from what I know about it, everything I know about it, everything I know about what goes into it and why it was made, I just can't see myself playing this game and enjoying this game. It's anti-Nuzlocke. It's a game I've played. The rival is dumb. And the game itself is just marketed more toward a younger generation. And so nostalgia couldn't even get me through this game. Even playing this for nostalgia would not make me be able to play this game. I would not finish it. Don't get me wrong, I like the art. The art looks clean, but it's very kiddie-oriented art. Not kiddie. Younger-ish, I guess. Cartoonish, that's the word. Even with nostalgia, I would not be able to get through this game. And it sucks, because I was hyped to play it, but I can't now. I wouldn't be able to. Everyone that has played it or is playing it or wants to play it, don't let this deter you from getting it. This is just my own personal thoughts on it. As a rant is, you never rant about something that isn't something you feel strongly about. But at the same time, I'm not arguing that everyone else needs to think that what I need to think, because that's just stupid. I hope people that get it enjoy it. I don't want anyone to get this game expecting older Pokemon and be disappointed. I guess that's what the extent of this video came down to when it comes to this game. But I just hope the next game they release, because they are releasing one on the Switch next year, I believe they said. That could be wrong. I just hope that's more classic Pokemon and not your rivals have to be super friendly, non-pieces of garbage. Because a rival that starts as an ass and becomes a friend is way better than a rival that starts as a friend and has no character development. And Nintendo needs to learn that. We care about the rivals, okay? The rivals are important. We need more Gary and Silver. We need more of this. More of this. More of this. More of this. And less that's not what I want to look at. We need less of this. This was good for one game. Don't keep putting characters like this in every game. We got tired of them after one game. Actually, I didn't even like them in the first game, but I'm sure that it was cool to be original. But they're dumb, and we don't want them anymore. The blonde friend from Platinum, whatever, your neighbor, he was cool for one game. Stop making that the rival every game, please, Nintendo. I want to play Pokemon. You're making it so hard. Alright. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Be like the video so the YouTube algorithm can help me out and I can start doing this for a living. Because I would love to do something gaming related for a living. And I want to get a capture card so I can actually play games and record them. And those games would be Pokemon for the Switch if it seems good, Fire Emblem for the Switch even if it doesn't seem good, and Smash Ultimate, which I already have and would love to be able to record gameplay for. That'd be great. Alright, this has been VAR, in case you're wondering how to pronounce it. It's VAR. Peace.